Oh, good. It covers my double chin.
Kelly.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Rebel TV. Oh my gosh, you just never know what's going to happen. Holy cow.
It's live.
I'm Jacqueline, and I'm your host today, and I'm here with Kelly and Naomi, and we are going to talk about finding the perfect mentor. This is a topic that's kind of near and dear to my heart because I struggled with it for a really, really long time. So I'm excited to jump into this conversation. But first, let's introduce ourselves and find out a little bit about our guest. And gosh, the dog is going crazy. Kelly, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Hi, I'm Kelly, the Take Action Wom. I live in Lima, Peru. I've got a kid and a bunch of dogs and a husband that all drive me crazy, but I try to make things happen anyways.
Rock on. You're getting much better at that introduction, Kelly. Hi, Naomi. Let's tell us a little bit about yourself, too.
Hi, I'm Naomi, the educator. That's what I go by. And I've been doing this business for probably the past 4 months now. And I'm just like, in the process, I'm growing and learning and have identified my own coach to help me further myself in this business that we're in.
Awesome. And I'm Jackie Lee, and I live in Kansas in the middle of nowhere. I love to bike and read, and I love to write, and I have one little kiddo who drives me crazy. I need a whole shenanigans worth of people to do that for me. But I love to connect with other people online, and part of doing that is hosting Rebel TV, so I'm really excited that you joined us today. So let's dig in. The first thing that I think about finding a mentor is this incredibly weird and kind of crazy story that happened to me probably about maybe 4 years ago now. And what happened was I met these people online, and they talked a lot about being mentors to people and mentoring people, and when you became part of their team, they would be your mentors. And so I really wanted a mentor. I wanted somebody to help me figure this out. I mean, I've been doing online marketing for a really long time, but I hadn't necessarily seen the success that I really wanted and knew was possible. So I joined up with these people, and I expected them to mentor me. In other words, I thought that they would hold my happy little hand and put their hand on my butt and walk me through the process of everything, which was not what happened at all. And I got super pissed, and I was like, this is not right. This is not what I expected. This is not what you said you were going to do. And I turned around and left. And I was really pissed about the whole thing for a really, really, really long time. And one of the things that they said to me as I was slamming the door shut was that they had mentors like Anthony Robbins. He said, he's been one of our mentors for the longest time, and we've actually never met him. And that was kind of like a slap in my face because it made me really kind of rethink what having a mentor meant and what a mentor is in your life. And so now it's kind of got me to a completely different space where I'm thankful for that situation because it's really guided me to identify mentorship in my own head and allowed me to go out and find mentors that really have helped me more than I can ever imagine if I hadn't had them in my life. So I'd love to hear you guys what your idea, in the beginning, or maybe if it hasn't changed or if it has changed, what your idea of having a mentor. What does having a mentor mean to you?
Well, for me, I was thinking like, there's different types of mentors out there, like you mentioned having a mentor that maybe that you're not in contact with. Like my mentor is Darren Hardy. That's my mentor when it comes down to listening to audios or reading books and stuff. But I think also you can have a coach, like a business coach, someone that can help you and guide you along the way. Like what you're saying, maybe you want someone that's, hand in hand, that's going to put your feet to the fire and make you really go to work. But, maybe they've already are well accomplished and they're where you want to be. So, that's another type of mentor. And also I think that there's co-mentors. So you have people that maybe you guys are on the same playing field, but you want to help push each other, like almost like an accountability partner, and help push each other in order to have the success you want in your business or personal life or health, various areas. So I think that mentors can be, there's different definitions of what type of mentors that are out there that can really help guide you into being the success that you want in your life, business, personal, health, and various areas.
Awesome. I really like that. What about you, Cal?
That's so awesome what Naomi just said. Because when you think about it with our relationship, mine, I mean, you and me personally, that's exactly what we've gone through. When I first started getting into really wanting to make money with internet marketing, um, I, in a roundabout way, found Jackie because I was doing stuff with Squidoo, and she was teaching a course. She had a course that she was selling on how to use Squidoo effectively. And I got that, and I really liked the way that she was living her life, you know, with raising her kid and doing this online and making it work for her. So I started following her. I started going to her blog every day and reading her tips and putting them into action. And I didn't really know her, but I started commenting on her blog, you know, and getting into little conversations with her and the other people there. And then the next thing you know, she started a forum. And I was like, awesome, this is my chance to get to talk to Jackie a lot and ask her all my questions. And so I joined the forum and started doing that. So it kind of moved from where she was the first kind of mentor you were talking about, you know, where it's kind of just somebody who you read and listen to and take it and, you know, learn from, to more of somebody who was coaching me. You know, she actually moved into more of a coach position and, you know, was working with me a lot, you know, really on the forum, the KISS forum. And as I grew and got better and better at what I were doing, our relationship kind of morphed into this more where we're really more like accountability partners now. And we kick each other's butts and, you know, help each other. When one of us is having trouble, we, you know, we help each other. So it's my relationship with Jackie has moved through all three of those phases that Naomi brought up.
Wow. I would never have looked at it like that until Naomi said that.
I know, and it wasn't until she just said that I was like, oh, wow, that's exactly what happened with us.
That's amazing to have a relationship like progress in so many different levels and stuff. You know, it's like a lifelong partnership now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, it's kind of crazy because there were kind of a lot of people who were like Kelly in the beginning, but then people come and go. So what makes you stick with a mentor?
I think the thing that has kept me with you for so long is that, for one thing, I trust you. You know, when you try something, when you share something, it's because you've tried it and it's worked for you. And so to me that gives it a what's the word? It gives me confidence in trying it myself. And we're kind of, although we're not exactly in the same spot, you know, we do have a lot of the same things. You know, we're both work-at-home moms, trying to raise a kid, you know, and got a lot of the same issues going on. So I connect with you on that level too. And so that's, you know, and then another person who I think of as one of those standalone type of mentors is Chris Record. And it's the same kind of thing. You know, he shares a lot of stuff that he's done that has worked for him. I feel like he's trustworthy. I trust in the things he says, that when he gives me a hint on, you know, how to do something, it's something that he's really done and that's worked for him, so I want to pay attention to him. And, you know, honestly, you know, his family situation, I can connect with that, you know, so there's this things that make you want to connect with somebody. You know, you feel like a kindred spirit. It's all about finding your people. You know what I...
Yeah,
I agree with Kelly. I think, you know, being trustworthy is definitely important. But also, I think seeing someone's success, so you know, like I mean, not only that they're whatever they're saying, but you can see that they're following through based on seeing their progression in their success, you know, with their own business. So you know that you can trust them because they're where you want to be. And you know that whatever tools that they're giving you is going to work because it worked for them. That's why they're at the level that they are. So I think like what makes you stick is to see their success and to see, like, you know, you have like your own steps that you're taking. And you see when you're following their small steps and you see the success that you're achieving, then you know that, you know, one day you'll be at their level. Like Kelly was saying with you, she was just at first just watching you, and she got to see her own level of progression take place based on working with you. So I think that's what makes you want to stick with them, that you see like, okay, well, like right now I have a business coach, And what makes me trust her is like the work that she's done in the past with other women and to see how successful they have been. So that makes me want to trust that whatever she tells me will actually work. And then I can see that, it's work because of her own level of success, and so that makes me want to stick with her and continue working with her.
Awesome. Love that. Now, here's an interesting thing. I called this because I don't know if I actually have this quite figured out yet, but I called this episode of Rebel TV for Love or Money because in my head there's kind of a differentiation between mentors when it comes to money and versus about how I want to feel in my life. Does that make sense to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I have in the past I've always had mentors who kind of like Chris Record who would give me stuff, they would give me tactics and things that I could do and I knew I could implement those things and boom, something would happen to my business. But in the last year or so I've really started leaning toward mentors who live their life and I can feel how they live their life and it's the way I want to feel in my life. And so I've started finding some new mentors like Danielle Laporta and Denise that wrote Get Rich Lucky Bitch. The way they feel online is so different than a lot of my earlier mentors. And so I'm really gravitating to these women because not only have they done really well in business, but they just have this feeling about them that I really would like to have in my life and in my business as well. Have you noticed those kind of differentiating when you're looking for a mentor? Is there a difference between business and how you want to feel in your life?
I think I like my mentor, Shanda Sumter. To me, she blends business and spirituality perfectly, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to just be like someone that's just about the money. I mean, the money's good, but I want someone who inspires me and makes me feel like, what I'm doing is of good. And it's good to make money while you're doing something of good to help other people. So I agree. It's there's mentors out there that's just as about, how we can make good money and doing it that way. But then I want to blend the two. I want to be able to be a good person, have a good heart, and also make good money at the same time. So I think that the new group of people that are coming out are trying to blend it so you feel like what you're saying, you feel that you're getting something that's of enrichment along with, learning how to, be successful online and stuff. So I agree. I think the two should blend more together.
Yeah. What about you, Cal?
Yeah, I really think that there's something to be said for the vibrancy, that that idea that they're not just working hard and making money, but they're enjoying their life. They're living their life to the absolute fullest, and the people who have families, they're putting their family before their business, and yet their business is still successful. And and part of it's because they are putting their family before their business. They're getting their priorities straight, and I really like that. To me, that's very important.
Absolutely. And one thing that I've kind of fallen into about this whole mentor thing, and it's been recent too, is it's that whole all or nothing mind thing that I can have. But you can pick pieces and parts of mentors and just pull out the things that you really like about that person and make you feel really good about that person and just focus on that piece. So even though there might be this part of a mentor that you're not really digging or doesn't really jive with you, you can still use the pieces and the parts that do. And so by taking pieces and parts and putting them all together, then I end up having this really big, complete picture, but it comes from a bunch of different places. What do you guys think about that?
I totally agree with what you just said. Jim Rohn, I love to listen to Jim Rohn, but he has an issue with law of attraction and stuff like that. He kind of puts it down, and which I totally believe in law of attraction as well. So it's I listen to the parts that works for me with him because what he says is so valuable and so important. But when he starts to kind of talk about law of attraction or something like that, he'll kind of talk negative a little bit about it. But to me, it's a law of attraction also works. It's putting the two together is what blends it. So when I'm dealing with law of attraction, I may go to Esther Hicks for that, or some other means of getting the other component that I want. So I agree. It's you have mentors. Having one is just it's not enough now. You have to have a blend of different people that can fulfill all the components that you want in your life, and I definitely do that.
Yeah, I think it's really opened things up for me since I realized that. What about you, Kelly? Are you okay with
Yeah,
it?
yeah, like my deal with Tony Rush. I go back and forth. I go back and forth following his page until he says something that pisses me off, and then I quit following him. And then I get drawn back over to his page, and I read something he says that really connects with me, so I start following him again. It's our politics and worldviews are so completely different that if I follow him too much, he really gets on my nerves. But he does have a lot of stuff that he shares that's really good information that I like learning from him. So yeah, absolutely. I take what I need from him and try to leave the rest.
Absolutely. That was great. Oh, well, I think those are the big questions I had. Do either one of you have anything else you want to talk about regarding mentors and finding the perfect one for you, or the perfect many for you, maybe?
But yeah, I do have more than one mentor, like you said, mentor, not mentor. Like Denise from Get Rich Lucky Bitch. I've been following her a lot now, because that book just really changed my way of thinking. Especially like you talk about law of attraction. That's something that I've only recently started getting into a lot in the last few months, and so I am starting to read more people and the mindset books that I've been buying, and I started reading them, and I was like, this is all airy fairy crap. I don't get this. Now I get it. So yeah, so I'm going through a lot of people, and I'm kind of picking the things that work for me, and building my own mindset with it. What works for me.
Yeah, one thing you just said kind of really resonated with me as a blogger, and it was that once you read her book and she really resonated with you, then you started following her everywhere. And as a blogger, this is like not about mentorship really, but it kind of is, because this is how Kelly found me, and this is how like your people will find you, is that you just have to be yourself and loudly, out loud, in public, online, and people that resonate with you will find you, and you'll end up having people like Kelly is to me now, who are dear friends but have followed you and been in your life and in your business for years. But it starts with really just being who you are, really out loud and in public. And that's how, our mentors started too. They just started by being brave enough and courageous enough to share themselves out loud.
Amen.
We were talking about taking the pieces and the parts that fit, and it just made me think of that old Chicken McNuggets commercial. It's pieces of parts. I don't know why. I don't even know if anybody else remembers that. It's so old. But anyway, I started saying that old woman, but what part of the chicken is it? Well, it's pieces of parts.
Really?
And that's how I am with my mentors. Which mentor did you get that from? Well, I got it from a few. From here and there. And
I got it from the leg, and then I got it from the wing.
I have the Chicken McNugget of mentors.
You're killing me. All right, Nate, do you have any last thoughts about finding the perfect mentor or mentors for yourself?
I mean, I just agree with what Kelly just said. It's like, there's pieces, in there. Like I like See's Candy when you have that big old box of nuts and chews, and you just picking apart to see which one is going to be the best fit for you. So you might bite into one and realize that one just doesn't work, and you put it back, and you just keep trying until you find the best piece for you, the one that's just the right amount of nuts and chew. So I agree. It's like there's not one fit for anybody anymore.
So what you're saying is that it's okay to poke the bottoms of your mentors to find out what's inside?
It's all right to take a bite and put them back in the box.
Oh my goodness, this is getting out of hand. Out of hand, I tell you. All right, well, ladies, thank you so much for the laughter today. I really appreciate that. And for getting on and talking to me about mentors and how they've affected your lives. I really, really appreciate it. And we will be back here again for Freedom Friday tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern, and every day, Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern right here for Rebel TV. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.